So our birds have pretty good size on them now, but they're definitely far too small to be outside with our big hens. They're not ready yet. So we've set them up a little area out in the front yard for the dog crate. We took the tray out. Don't mind our wheelbarrows. We got projects. But they get to come out here and play. They're cream leg bars. They're very fun. They're very, once you pick, they act like the world is ending when you, you know, open the top to their brooder. We're using the same brooder we showed you guys how we made out of the plastic totes for them, but they're really big and poopy now. So now that the weather's not oppressively hot, they get to come outside in the dog crate during the day, and hopefully next week they'll go in the dog crate with the hens so they can get used to seeing one another. So the kiddos have named these. One has more yellow legs than the other, and I think that is this one right here. But I think it's a yellow leg bar instead of a cream, but it also, I think, is our rooster. So it's a little more developed than the others. But the one with the yellow legs is Ducky. We also have a Petrie, a little foot, and a Sarah. Sarah being the biggest one. But it gives them a chance to scratch outside and be chickens. But they like to escape, so we have them surrounded by towels to keep the bigger holes covered. But they love it out here. I'm going to go get their food and their water, and they'll spend the day outside. So we got their food and water out here. They're super pumped over the food. I just used a half egg crate that we had. They'll be over it in a minute. It's new and exciting, you know, but they much prefer the bugs and the grass, so they'll get some chance to play out here today. It's been a while since we did any kind of video updates, so I am back in school, and so I just have not had time to devote to making videos. But I did make a purchase. I went to buy a chicken plucker off Marketplace because it was a really good deal. Hi, June. Hi, honey. But when I got there, they had all this Premier One fencing, and so we've been able to extend our dog fencing, and I got it for next to nothing. I went there to spend a certain amount, and I spent a little more than anticipated, but we have used everything except the plucker, so had that divine plucker appointment. Good morning, June. And we ended up with so much. So down here, we've taken the garden down here in the upper gardens and most of the gardens down at the bottom, but we had not only this poultry netting that we're using as dog fencing at the moment, but we got a ton of the Premier One hog fencing, which I'll show you in just a second. And I didn't bring any snacks, and they're going to be upset with me. But it's mowing day, so I've got my boots on because it's wet out. Hi, Ham. Hi, Peg. So this is Alexander Hamilton on the right, and Peggy on the left. But you can see here we got the Premier One fencing for the hogs. Hi, honey. Good morning, pigs. So, you can obviously tell our Hammy. Oh, did that fence get you? Hammy is on the left. He's a bit bigger. He's the male. He's castrated, so they are brother and sister, but we shouldn't have any unexpected piglets from here. But they have, you can see, they have been here about 2 months, and they've really torn this area up. Matt built them a shelter here. We made them a feeder. I can show you that in just a moment. But these are for hopefully butchering in November. We'll see. They just do their job out here. They, I will say, are probably one of the easiest animals I've ever owned. They were really afraid of us for a long time, but now they come running. I can call their names and they come running. Peggy, she still doesn't love being handled much, but I can pet and scratch Ham, no problem. Their favorite thing is in the afternoon, we fill up their little wading pool, and they love to hang out in the mist and let me spray them down a little bit and wallow in the mud and the water. They look like two little hippos out there. You can see we got some scraps from yesterday. They must not have loved the squash I brought them. I give them a lot of the ends of the produce. They're following me. They're like, you're here without snacks. So this week, this will be a project for this weekend. We had a good chunk of this tree. It had 3 branches out of it. The third one came down. We've got it limbed in pieces, but we have not been able to haul it all off. So we've got to haul this out this weekend and cut up the rest of the branch. But here is our feeder. We just added this lovely tarp because we noticed this side of the feeder was getting wet. But it is literally just a trash can that Matt put a frame on. And he built it on a little bit of a platform so that the food falls out. Hi, Hams. What's up, bud? Piggies. They are very fun. I will be sad to see them go, but that is their purpose here. We are considering breeding her and keeping her around a little while, but we have not decided. So this is just our adventure in pigs. But the lid is the standard lid, and it locks in place, so we haven't had any moisture issues except dripping from the tree. So that's why the tarp is on it. We can fit about 3 50-pound bags in there, so we'd only have to buy a little once or twice a month food, and actually they're not eating that much now, so it's about once a month we fill it up. And they prefer our food, our scraps, to their grain. When we got them, they were almost exclusively grain fed, and so they really didn't know what to do with other things, but once they got a taste for it, they haven't turned back. So, you guys good, pigs? They're upset that I didn't bring them snacks. But I'm going to show you some of our other developments, since we haven't done any videos in a while. We're back, chickies. We're back. Like I was saying, I believe at least one of them is a rooster, maybe 2. But will probably be a trade for a rooster with some local friends for something. So we found some really good groups that are in the community homesteading, and they want to help each other out. So if I got a rooster and they need one, we'll make a trade. Because in a few minutes you'll meet Alice, and Alice definitely does not need any other company. So we're out back with our laying girls and Alice, who clearly turned out to be a dude. We're out here with them. We actually have this one we bought on our own before we got that large amount of Premier One fencing that keeps our dogs in. So we have a fence within the fence for the hens. These would be great free rangers. They do a great job of coming in at night. But we do have a pretty high predator load, so we keep them mostly penned. They do get out from time to time. We just toss them back in. But we have the fence within the fence, and 2 Pyrenees, and a Stella and a Heidi. A lab and a mutt. But they take care of our chickens, and they yell at the pigs, and you can hear we got someone in there laying. But anyway, this fencing, the fence within the fence for the... Good grief. Must be the egg song. This fencing is what we bought off Amazon. It's not Premier One, it's the Starkline fence. So far it's held up pretty well. I think it's comparable to... She's noisy. It's still a little dramatic. I would guess it's one of the Rhode Island Reds. But this one's pretty comparable to Premier One. We've had no issues with it. The Starkline Energizer, we're about to replace this. We also got solar Energizers, but we had to move them. They were on our garden to keep, we put the hog wire, or the Premier One hog fencing around our garden because we had a family of groundhogs that wanted to eat our garden. So those got moved down there because we don't have electricity down there. So we have the ugly drop cords, but it gets the job done. So we hopefully this weekend will replace these back with the solar Energizers. But let's go in and see who's making a racket. So since Caitlin's out with me, we had one issue with Alice, our rooster, being aggressive, but I think that was just him feeling his teenage years. He's a really good rooster. He's big. He barely fits through the coop door now, but he is a good protector, and he hollers all day long. But we come out in the mornings and we give them a little scratch grains. I know they don't need them right now, but they love them, so they get a little bit in the morning. So Caitlin's just scattering those around. We've got 2 waterers on buckets here. So my son, for a long time, he is really terrible at picking up his toys. So we use these Lowe's buckets for his toys and put pictures on them. He kind of outgrew them. He used those to know where to put his toys. And so Mount built him a little lean-to, and we have 2 water buckets for them here with the cups. You can see back here, this is their old feeder. It says Racetrack on it because that was Daniel's toy bin, and we wanted to use what we had. So we just upgraded them to this trash can from Walmart. They're real fancy now. But same concept as the pig feeder. Has the locking lid. That way we can dump our feed in. It stays dry, and then we don't have bags of feed laying around because we don't have a lot of storage yet. So we don't want our feed getting wet, and our dogs want to, you know, bicker over food because they think all food in a bag is theirs. So our coop, we still haven't put wheels on it, but we haven't had to move it. But that's on the list, to change the wheels out, make it more mobile. She has a following over here, Scratch Green Princess. Well, the yelling stopped. Oh, there it is. But Matt put little S-hooks on so we could open our boxes from here. Hey, honey. So we got a Comet there. Hello. I told you it was a Rhode Island Red being a drama queen this morning. I'm not going to bother you, honey. So we got a Comet over there. We got these following our every move. Do you have an egg over there, sweetheart? Not yet. You're just hanging out, and I'm disturbing you. But Matt built the boxes on one side, and we put S-hooks through them just to keep them secure. But we can check for eggs, and yes, it needs sprayed out. They are closed at night, but you know, chickens are poopy. But we have a little. I'm not going to move it much here because we got a lady in there, but we have the bar on a string so it can be lifted up at night so they don't... She laid one. She did! I missed it. But there it is. Good job, girl! We can pull this bar up so they don't get in here and get the nesting boxes all poopy. Let's take a peek inside. I don't remember if I've showed you guys that, but... in case raccoons got through both fences, we've got clips on the door, which I can't do with one hand apparently. There we go. And it's spray out day, so don't judge my poop here. But she's probably going to leave that way since I left it open. But they have a ramp. There's also a bar, so when the nesting box bar is up at night and they can't get in, they can roost on this side. They also have a shower curtain rod here. And they have a small one here, so we've given them plenty of space in there for nighttime. But we are planning to build another coop when we get to meat birds. I would like to keep this one for meat birds and build a bigger one for the laying hens, just because I plan on adding more in the spring. So, and I've got my girls out front and the rooster out front, so we'll be adding them to the flock. Sorry for that view. Adding them to the flock of layers. We've got a steady supply of folks who want eggs, so we're slowly adding to our flock here. They're a pretty feisty flock, so it's going to be a little bit as we get the littles out here to them. But they're loving life out here. Alice has turned out to be a good rooster. She's very busy. Alice was supposed to be a pullet, but here we are. So Alice became Alice Cooper. Keeps the ladies in line, puts them to bed for the evening. And he's a good protector. No hawk or anything comes by without his alarm sounding. So there we are. We are in the chicken coop, but that's the update for now. I hope you guys are having a great time. Don't feel free to like, subscribe, all the things that, you know, we say for social media these days. And we'll keep giving you updates. Feel free to share.